Alright guys, welcome to another free coaching lesson brought to you by me, Vive. And today we have two Diamond Leaguers, Zerg and Terran. So I'll be, this is a bit in the mid-range of leagues, I guess, but I'll probably be focusing more on mechanics, I think, this game, and just like good build order. We're going to be focusing on the Zerg's perspective as well. Milk and cookies over here, because obviously my viewers most likely want to see Zerg and not Terran perspective. I might in the future, if a lot of people want to see it, I might actually do Terran and Protoss perspective, but obviously I know way more about Zerg than I know about Terran and Protoss. I feel like I know enough to coach Terran and Protoss, but because I know what I play against with Zerg and I off-race sometimes. But yeah, to be fair, my Zerg knowledge is way above my Terran and Protoss knowledge. So far in this game we have 17 drones. He's going for a gas first. This is interesting. I always prefer... What the hell? This is weird as shit. He's getting his gas so early. I always prefer to go hatchery first. This gas is going to have so much gas mined out of it by the time his pool goes down. I don't know if he's going to go for speedlings or what, but yeah, he's going to have a major gas buildup. He still hasn't started a pool yet. By the time this pool's done, he's going to have like 160 gas, or like 150 gas. More like 130. That's because you mine about, as soon as the pool starts, you can mine about 100 gas. It'll be about 130, sorry. I'm trying to over-exaggerate here because I don't think this is very good. I think he should have gone hatchery then gas pool instead of gas then hatchery pool. But it's not like that big of a deviation. It doesn't make his build that far behind. Because look what he did. He mined 100 gas and he just stopped mining. So now all this time, right now, before the pool's done, is time that he did not need to be mining gas, and he could have been mining minerals earlier when he wasn't fully saturated. So, yeah, this is not really optimal. Just as a key for information, if you want to start speed the second your pool's done, start a gas right when you start your pool. And right when your pool's done, you will have pretty much enough gas to start speed. You can mine about 100 gas in the time it takes you to build a spawning pool. So we also have 6 lings coming out. And he's patrolling the cliff. This is for Reaper defense. It's fine. A lot of... Oh, he killed... Oh, he almost killed the Reaper. If he would have killed the Reaper, that would have been actually totally worth. I usually don't do this. A lot of Koreans like to do this because they respect the Reapers. If you ever have a problem where you're always getting your ass kicked by Reapers that are harassing you, then it would be a good idea to make like 6 Zerglings. But me personally, I usually only make 2. 2 to 4. I usually, maximum is 4, but I usually make 2, which is really fucking greedy. But I also use the 2 to they just buy me time until my queens come out. But yeah, if you don't like that, you can always... I would say 6 is the maximum of any player that you should make defensively against a Reaper. As a, the potential Reaper that could come. Because the only reason why I don't really like 6 as well is because if your opponent does not make a Reaper, and you make 6 lings this early, and let's say he opens up with a Marine, and he just starts building up Marines for a medevac drop, well, you now have 3 larvae you just spent on Zerglings that are going to sit there and do nothing when they could have been 3 drones. Or 2 drones and 2 Zerglings. I'm very greedy. I have a greedy mindset, so I don't usually make 6 lings. But we do have a 3rd coming down from him. He's still not mining gas yet. I like this follow-up. I like that he's taking a 3rd early, because especially that he has speed now, he can support it. He's scouting in the base. I like this. So far, he's doing all right. If we look at the income tab, he's tied right now, but he should pull ahead if he manages his economy correctly. He's scouting a reactor to starport and a tech lab factory and another reactor. He's getting the whole fucking base scouted. This is really good. Okay, he's scouting 4 barracks. This right here, he's seen everything. He knows exactly what's happening. As Zerg right now, as Milk and Cookies, I would immediately be going, okay, there might be a couple Liberators coming out here and there, but this is going to be a Marine tank medevac attack, and there might be like 1 or 2 Liberators either in the back harassing or in the front lines killing my base or whatever. But it's going to be at least Marine tank medevac. He already knows that for sure, 100% sure. And there's no third base, not even started yet. So what he should do is he should fully saturate all 3 of his mineral, like try to at least fully saturate 2 mineral lines and maybe put like 10 drones at least on this third base. And only get like, I like the fact that he only has 3 gases, that's good. But then he should make a roach warren. He should make a roach warren like right now. He already has one, this is good, I like it. He should make 3 roaches, turn them into 3 ravagers, and then he should just make fucking zerglings. And he should also start a bathing nest. And the way he should also start maybe like another queen in his third. The way I feel like you should defend this is you should have 3 ravagers kind of ready to go in case there is a liberator. And then you should just have a lot of zerglings with a few banelings, maybe like 6 banelings, and then like 3 queens to defend your third base. That way you can overwhelm the bio, you can get on his marines really quickly, you can surround, you can kill them, and the queens themselves can go in and they can kill like the medevac that's supporting the push with the tank. You can push him back and you can secure your third. And you will be mining off 3 bases because you will have decent saturation. And then behind this as well, I would make a spire. Because he did also see marines and tanks moving out right there a second ago. And also the big goal to have as well is your creep spread. He's actually having he's spreading his creep out well enough to give himself a really good engagement path. So he shouldn't take the fight like out here. Obviously he should wait for the Terran to commit into the ramp and then go push out. This is a lot of roaches. I guess he's going for like a roach style. If he is going to go for roach style, he should really upgrade the roach speed. 2 medevacs going in the main. He sees it. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not like I think it's terrible or anything. I do go roach style myself sometimes, but to do roach style against what he's seen, I don't prefer it. I honestly prefer Mutiling Bane against what he just saw, because he already knows he's going up against medevacs, and Roach Ravager is not the best against medevacs with drop. It can get annoying really fast if the Terran player just builds up like a bunch of medevacs and never actually loses them. But the big thing, he's spreading creep. This is huge. The further out he gets his creep, the more likely he's going to defend this timing, if it ever does come. And at this point, like he should be thinking right now, okay, my Terran opponent hasn't actually done the timing yet. What's going on? I like that he's attempting to take a 4th. He should macro if his opponent's not going to punish him. But he's going lurkers. Okay. So he wants to go for a roach lurker, roach ravager lurker. Lurker could be okay at Lurker can be alright defensively against bio, but aggressively with someone who goes for a lot of tanks, I don't think it's very good. Because the tanks will just siege, and then if your lurkers are within range to hit the tanks, medevacs can pick them up, back them up, and then you can scan and continue killing your lurkers. I don't really like lurkers aggressively against bio, but defensively, it's alright. One thing that I like that Milk is doing as well is he's not running his whole army everywhere to chase the medevac. He's leaving a few units here and there, like roaches we're back here defending the main in case he got dropped. I like that. And here comes the timing. There's no banelings in the Zerg's army right now. I think that's a little bit of a mistake. I still think he can win without banelings, but if he had banelings, it would go so much better for him. Also, I like that he didn't really fully commit to engaging that, because tanks are on the high ground. This is really bad to engage into right now. He should not do that. He's going to take more losses than it's worth. And now he does have to back up. Meanwhile, he's getting harassed in the main. He shouldn't even be trying to fight on the cliff there. The main's getting harassed pretty hard. Roach speed is... Roach could just finish. He doesn't look like they're moving pretty... relatively decent speed. But yeah, he should just wait for the Terran to really fully commit further out until like he either starts hitting one of his hatcheries or something. Because it is annoying if your creep's getting hit. It does suck. But if the Terran is going to let the Zerg mine on a superior economy, if the Zerg is greedy and the Zerg just he has a decent saturation in this base too. If the Terran doesn't stop the Zerg from being greedy and just wants to kill creep, that's totally fucking fine. That is a win for Zerg. Now we got lurkers. I would love to see a fucking Spire. Okay, we have a Spire. That's good. I like it. I like that he's going into a Spire now. He's getting a little drop. He's getting hit a little hard here. As Zerg, it's a little bit... A lot of people forget about this. I even forget about it myself sometimes. Hold on. He's fighting down here. He's neglecting the drop completely. He did kill the army, though, which is good. He brought Overseers to snipe the tanks on the high ground. Again, I probably would not have tried to go for that fight with this army earlier, but it's a little bit risky. It's just risky going for that. But yeah, he's getting really multi-pronged here. What I would do if I was Zerg, I would focus right now on cleaning these drops up. I would make like 8 Mutalisk, and these 8 mutas would be designed to kill these fucking medevacs that keep dropping units off everywhere. He's already lost his whole main. Now this is going to the natural. Meanwhile, this medevac is still alive over here. There's nothing in it, but it's over there. This is the problem, in my opinion, of Roach styles. If you're not comfortable with having units everywhere, drops start picking you apart, and it's really obnoxious and really annoying. But he is making 8 mutas. That's good. These mutas should honestly just stay on defense for now, and he should start here pretty soon. He should start getting ready to go into Hive, and he should really scout the Terran right now too. He shouldn't fully commit to an all-in attack, because he should like right now. There's another drop coming. He sees it. He's aware. He's not losing the mutas. Look what these mutas are doing now. They're forcing the medevacs into a position where they're going to die now at this point. And now it's not annoying anymore. Now that he's cleaned them up, he has more leeway to go for an attack possibly. I like that he's scouting first. That's actually really fucking important, because he's not going to just run blindly into an army and die. He sees that the Terran is a 4th. If I'm milking cookies right now, the Zerg, I try to kill this 4th at least. And I can maybe, check the 3rd as well and see what he's got there. Meanwhile, he's harassing the mutas. This is a good idea, but if there's a missile turret, don't even bother. He's moving in for an attack. There's not really a ton of bio here. This attack is actually working because a lot of the Terran army died up here earlier. Also, the Terran didn't really have a lot because he committed into a 2-base build. He didn't go for a 3rd command center really early, so he didn't really have a big macro follow-up. Even though he has 4 bases now, the 3rd and 4th command centers are both really late, so his macro follow-up wasn't too big. All right, I'm going to talk about this game for a little bit. What just happened? So, Milk and Cookies, his opening build was a little awkward. Once again, I prefer to go for hatchery first and then pool gas at the same time, because you can easily get speed out on your pool the second your pool's done if you start your gas right when you start your pool. Like, you don't need to make your gas that fucking early. But I do like the fact that he took his drones off at 100. That way he doesn't have like 300 gas sitting there in his bank that he's never using for a while. So it was a little it wasn't really optimized super well, but it was decent still. But beyond that, I like that he took a 3rd. I like that he scouted the base with an Overlord. And when he saw the base and he saw there was 5 barracks, there was a factory, and there was a starport. On the starport, there was already a reactor. On the factory, there was a tech lab. And on the barracks, there was 1 tech lab and 4 reactors. That tells you your Terran opponent is going to go Marine, Medevac, Tank, and possibly add in some Liberators. Against that, I feel like Milk and Cookies made a lot of Roaches and some Ravagers. I like the addition of Ravagers. Like, you only need really 3 because of the threat of Liberator. But there wasn't this many Roaches earlier. There was like 5 Roaches earlier and like 4 Ravagers, or like 6 Roaches or some shit. I don't really feel like that's necessary. It's, if that's how you want to defend it, that's fine. But an army like that is better suited against something like Hellbat Marine Medevac, not so much against Tank Marine Medevac. Against Tank Marine Medevac, you would be better off having just an overwhelming amount of Zerglings and maybe some extra Queens, like 4 Queens or 3 Queens to help fight. That way your Queens can go and pick Medevacs off, and your Zerglings just wrap around and surround all the Marines. His tanks will shoot his own Marines, and if he lifts off his Marines, or just starts bloating shit up and whatever, You can overwhelm the tanks. You can just get rid of the army really fast, more optimally with Zergling Queen rather than Roach Ravager. And again, I do like the fact that he had 3 Ravagers, so you would also have 3 Ravagers to help you with that as well. Because that also what that does too is that gives you, if you're not making Roaches, it increases your gas count to give you a faster baneling speed, and it also increases your gas count to give you faster mutas. And against Marine Tank Medevac, I fucking love mutas, man. They're so good. Then beyond that, the one thing I don't like that Milk and Cookies did was he took that first fight here. You should not ever feel forced to take a fight way outside on the edge of your creep as Zerg if you have an economy lead. If you have an economy lead, you should let your Terran opponent waste his time if he wants to waste time out there, and just be like, right, well, if you're gonna kill creep on the outside, I'm just gonna continue maintaining an economy lead and building up towards 200 supply faster than you. So every second you waste, I get further ahead. That's how you should look at it. So rather than pushing out in a fight where like it's kind of equal footing, actually the Terran should have a lead in that part, because the Terran has not been investing into economy. The Terran is investing into an army really early, whereas the Zerg invested into 4 bases. So Terran's on 2 base, Zerg's on 4 base. Zerg should not feel threatened to push out on the edge of creep and attack Terran, while Terran has been building an army for like a full 1.5 to 2 minutes longer than Zerg. Like the supply count, if Zerg does that, the supply count could be like 130 for Zerg and 100 for Terran, but the Terran could actually have a larger army supply, because like let's say 40 supply of that is a drone lead for Zerg. So you gotta be careful about shit like that. Don't feel fucking forced to fight Terran early on. But and also at the same time there was a drop that came up here and it also did damage. That's why you should, you know, not feel forced to take a fight until it's like until he's really committed. But I do like the fact that he added on Aspire later on to deal with the medevacs. He did deal with the medevacs eventually. He retook his main. He was back on 4 bases. And then he scouted. This is important too. He scouted before he attacked with an Overseer right here. And he saw there was a 4th. There was no big army set up. There were like a lot of tank spread or whatever. And then he scouted towards the 3rd and saw where the army was. So he immediately pounced on the 4th, killed the 4th, burrowed lurkers over here, which is like a zoning tool. It works really well. And then saw that his army was superior, and he jumped on the army again, finally on the ramp near the 3rd, and killed the Terran army. I would have said that's a little risky if he did not scout first, but since he scouted first and he saw where the army was and what he was up against exactly, I don't think it was risky. I think it was well executed at that point, because he killed the 4th. No matter what in that position, he kills the 4th guaranteed, and even if he loses his army up the ramp here on the 3rd, he's fighting 4 base versus 3 base again. And he did at least trade some of the army away with Terran. I still would always give the advantage to Zerg if you can kill the base like that and you can zone him. And then if he realizes, oh shit, I'm losing the fight, he could just up burrow the lurkers and run away with whatever he has left and just fall back defensively. And then just to give you a little bit of perspective, I guess, on Absurd's build, I feel like Absurd with the way as Terran, the way you should do your build is, if you're gonna go for 2 base, don't fucking waste your time killing creep. You go immediately and you try to kill Zerg. If you want to kill creep, you might as well have built a 3rd command center before adding on all those extra barracks. You could have gone 1-1-1 and gotten the same exact result, sieging up tanks over here and killing creep. And then from that point on, after you have a 3rd command center with a way better economy, then you add on more production. And you would have actually probably won the 2nd fight where the Zerg came in and tried to fight you on the cliff here. You probably would have won that fight, in all honesty, if you had a more optimized build. And then, and then your mid-game to late game is stronger because you have more production. If you go for 2 base with mass production right off the bat, you need to, at the very least, you need to kill the Zerg's 3rd. If you don't even kill the Zerg's 3rd after you've done that, you're already behind, and you're fucked. Alright, so that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The free coaching, baby. Mr. Llama with the